heavy. Oh, you mean if I care for something and it's special to me, I'm gonna suffer? In India, I think they call it samsara. When attachment gives us more pain than gain. And this is what the Course is wanting us to understand, that the minute something becomes special, I don't care what it is. It could be a new car, a new outfit. It could be a relationship. It could be a career move. I don't care what. The minute we imprint that it's special, we just put 3D target on it. It's 3D. Because in the shareable wave, all good is good. You don't look at the ocean and go, oh, look, that wave is unique. Oh, that one's better. Look at that wave, Well, I mean, if you're a surfer, of course. But in generality, when we're looking at waves, the waves all come and go. They're all of the same magnitude. They're made of the same stuff. They've got the same flow. And that's how we are. We're all waves in this infinite, unconditional love. Okay? And it's a source code. It is without form because it's pure consciousness. And this consciousness loves us so much to give us our own individualized consciousness. How about that? You want to know why I love my master teacher? And that's that Christ-like? Because we get free will. Now, you might say, yeah, but when the free will happens, sometimes, like the Course just said, it's not helpful, it might hurt. I made that special, now I'm going to get hurt. Well, it's free will. We wanted it. We bought the ticket. So let's learn from it. Okay? So anything we make special, remember, we raise it above the crowd and we put a target on it. What's all encompassing is that shareable wave. And that shareable wave is a flow. That 528 hertz, it has that frequency and it stays there. And then it doesn't take from itself. It's all encompassing, okay? That's why special relationships are always going to involve a great amount of pain. Symbols 2, anxiety, despair, guilt, and attack all enter into it, broken into by periods in which they seem to be gone. So have it, we don't have it. When something's special, oh, I have it, it's not there, I don't have it. Okay? And that's how 3D kind of works. Have you noticed this duality? It seesaws up, yeah, it's down, oh, boo-hoo. It's 3D. That's just what it does. So whatever form, so all of these must be understood for what they are. They're slices of the pie. Okay? I want a slice of that pie. Well, you've got a slice. Now, you do not have a whole pie to serve. It's been disturbed. Instead, it's lost its wholeness. So for whatever form they take, they're always an attack on the self to make the other guilty. I have spoken of this before, but there are some aspects of what is really being attempted that the Course has not touched upon. Paragraph 2. Very simply, the attempt to make guilty is always directed against God. For the ego would have us see him and him alone as guilty, leaving the sonship open to attack and unprotected. So the special love relationship is the ego's chief weapon for keeping us from heaven. And what's heaven? The all-encompassing. All good is good, only bad has degrees. Okay? We come from that shareable wave. We return to that shareable wave. We came in as a streak of light. We move back into as a streak of light in our light body. Okay? These 5 senses belong to 3D. The other 5, on the other hand, belong to the metaphysical, and that belongs to 4D and up. But guess what? We have them in 3D. So yes, we can have them in 1D. We can touch water. We can have them in 2D. We can touch seeds and geodes. crystals of into the gold, and then in 3D, we can watch it move through the earth. It goes solar. We're in it versus of it. We're all of it, none of it. That's how important it is as a star family, as a soul family. SOL, the sun is a star. SOL, solar. Soul, SOL, SOUL, soul family. We come together because we know there's a brighter, lighter, more loving way to live, to be, to think, to feel. And it is true. You know, Christ talked about the 3 different types of individuals. You know, the earthers that were just ground hunters, lived by 5 senses. And then you have the seekers who are pulling in their 6th sense. They're seeking, they're reading, they're psychic, they're in tune, they know, they feel, but they're still seekers. They can be led by channels that they might not know what they are. And then the 3rd type, the mnemonics. The mnemonics work with what they feel in their gut and in their sacred heart. The above and the below work together. And that means truth resonates. When we hear truth, it resonates within us simultaneously, above and below. And it broadcasts freely through what we know and feel to be real. Paragraph 2. Sentence 2. And that's where the ego would make us think in boxes, in images, in branding, in anything that would compartmentalize so that our consciousness would cement there. 3. The special love relationship is the ego's chief weapon for keeping us from heaven. The special love relationship. But you say to me, yeah, I mean, we're to be committed. I mean, isn't that special? But we can be of love rather than in love. In love's like being insane. You cannot be in it. You're back in the box. Love is blind. It says love is often deaf, dumb, and blind. Even Lady Justice herself was blindfolded. And that's what we call special love. When we make something special, we become blind to the fact that it separates us from 4 and 5D. Because it's back in 3D.
They're not really, they're just voting for him.
Oh, okay. Good, I guess. Okay. And you know that. Hey! Special love, what was that about? Oh, do they love me? Do they care about me? Did I do something? Did they do something? It's always duality. It's always a seesaw.
Breaking news, there is a turkey shortage going on in America, but have no fear, I know a cougar.
It's all based on 5 senses. Unconditional love. It's not based on any senses other than respect for the Holy Spirit that occupies the sacred space in our hearts. And this is why the special love relationship keeps us from heaven, which is 4 and 5D. And it goes on up, of course. 10 senses, 10 levels, 10 mansions of heaven, 10 degrees. Okay, privilege of heaven. Our 7 senses, our ability to be free from material vampires. We're talking about the parasites, the hacks, the emotional hackers. Says for, it does not appear to be a weapon, but if we consider how we value it and why, then we will realize what it must be. Okay, so the minute you raise that thing that you love high in the air, you put a target on it. Just saying, you put a target on it. And that might be, the fact that, well, I've done this and I did that and I feel special. Well, guess what? You've just put a bullseye on your back, your own back. Because when you're special, you're in degree. You're not in the shareable wave. You're in degrees. Okay? And yes, it's okay to say that this moves me. Like, you don't buy all art. You buy the art that moves you, that you're attracted to, that you resonate to. So I use the word I resonate to it versus I'm attached to it.
I still
or
have half a
I
packet of
want
silver.
it. I go to 4 and 5D mindfulness with it rather than the mindlessness. Paragraph 3. The special love relationship is the ego's most boasted gift and one which has the most appeal to those unwilling to relinquish
This
guilt.
is taking too long.
So the dynamics of the ego are clearest here. We're counting on the attraction of this offering. The fantasies that center around it are often quite overt. So here they are usually judged to be acceptable and even natural. No one considers it bizarre to love and hate together. And even those who believe that hate is sin merely feel guilty but do not correct it. So this is the natural condition of the separation. And those who learn that it is not natural at all seem to be the unnatural ones. For this world is the opposite of heaven, being made to be its opposite, and everything here takes a direction exactly opposite of what is true. You have to remember the first world that God made is the animals and the creature and the land. They're all nonverbal. They're all innately in their cycle. They know what they know. They're connected. We, however, come in with 5 senses. Thinking and feeling and seeing and tasting and touching began to project what we felt is there. Well, it's logical. It's a logical progression. I taste it, I touch it, I see it. But does this? The old saying, if it, if it looks and smells and tastes like it usually is. And see, that's what we gauge this on. But that's only the 5 senses, the one-armed man. The second set of senses, the 5th element.
Wanting her to be accepting to the black culture, I was always at the forefront because I knew when Daddy was away, whether it was work or wasn't around, she was very much in front of white culture. Like she would go to her aunt's house, all white. No! And I mean, her cousins and shit were pasty white. So like, pasty white. She looks black, but she's black, and I knew for her, the only good thing for her, I feel like, outside of my presence, is that my high school is at like 3,000 students. It's like 2,500 students.
Quick question for you, because I do think there's a difference between
Dr. Speed and move into the next dimension. Like
he described his
as
being pasty white.
Where the architects of this world live, where if you're going up to the Council of 9, and you're working with the spirit, so everything's all about the energy bodies, and it keeps repeating 3, 6, 9 all the way out. Just it's repetitious, exponentially. ... So, meanwhile, back in 3D, as a soul or family, we get together to osmose each other's mnemonics because it's innate for us to want to help, to be whole, which means to be sweet. To be sweet is to be complete. That's wholeness. Some people equate it with holiness, but that's not the robes we wear. That's another image to manipulate, it's another false image, it's another ego thing. Instead, the Holy Spirit is that wholeness of neatness and sweetness and completeness, that loving generosity and the oneness of the shared way, you see. And again, like we discussed earlier, the minute we put a label on it, we conform. And in that conformity, we can sometimes concretize ourselves
Dikembe!
Because if we're fear,
Matumbo!
if we fear, we are prey to the invisible entities that move through 3D. When we, P-R-A-Y, stand our ground in that universal love, in that unshareable wave, they can't touch that. They can't touch that. That's right. We're talking about electric love. We're talking 528 hertz of pure power. Okay, and we're all nuclear beings.
I got the Lou Fact show watching me here on YouTube.
Okay, nuclear.
Nobody steals Lou Fact's YouTube content but Lou Fact!
Operate on a nuclear energy. We are star-linked into that fabric, that lattice of reality. Okay? And so, as a soul family, our goal is to be that guiding light, to be that lamppost, to be that.
It's called comedy. You're not laughing?
That man of steel.
Get a sense of humor. Get over yourself.
Tolerant.
You're nothing but a YouTube Karen.
Whether or not we are loved.
Delete him. Censor him. Don't let him have a voice. We gotta get him off of YouTube.
And that's what the Course asks for. That we are able to maintain our sovereignty, our integrity, and not fall into 3D duality. Because when fear sets in, then we become a host. We become a host with the most for the parasites, the energy parasites. Okay.
Ethan, I'm not gonna read what you're writing, Ethan. I don't care what you're writing.
7.
You got obsessive compulsive disorder, Ethan. Let it go.
Is known.
Nobody cares about you, Ethan. You're just an influencer. You're not a politician like me, Ethan. Get a life. Do something with yourself. Stop commenting on my YouTube channel, Ethan. Leave me alone. I'm gonna tell your parents. I'm gonna report you to your parents.
I love you. And the parents melt. Okay? And we have two kinds of love. We've got the unconditional love and then the conditional love. The conditional love is very 3D. I love you if, I love you but, I love you until, I can't love you if you do this, I can't love you if you do that. But 4D love,
Stop recording my
that's where
rooms.
we move.
I don't want you. I don't want to be on your YouTube channel. I don't authorize you to be on my to put me on your YouTube channel, John.
Through the material that we receive in everyday life. Like the Course is, it's a required course, only the time we take is voluntary. Building this bridge is voluntary. When we meet with it, where the rubber meets the road, that's how we build our bridge. That's how we fortify the shared wave. And we will
I'm
all,
reporting
as
you
you
to
know, every
Clubhouse.
24 hours,
I'm reporting you to YouTube.
it's a new frequency, it's a new
Now
wave.
nobody
We have
wants you
to
recording
become
that,
it.
John.
Every
I'm
24
a
hours, I
YouTube
always, and you know, we
Karen.
used to pray 3 times.
I'm a YouTube
But you know, we
Karen.
enforce the bridge 3
I'm
times a
gonna get
day.
you banned from
So it's either
YouTube, John. I'm
P-R-A-Y.
gonna get you kicked off of
Pray.
YouTube, and then I'll have the last laugh, John.
P-R-E-Y.
Then I'll be happy.
We're still creatures.
Then I'll finally be complete. When you're kicked off of YouTube, my life will be complete. You can't do that, John. You're breaking the
That's
rules.
difference.
You're breaking all the rules, John.
And yes, there
I gotta
is.
report you.
We have to take care of them, feed them, believe them,
I
nurture
have to
them.
report you, John. I'm sorry.
Sew them up, tend
You
to
can't
them,
record
and turn them
people's
loose again.
conversations on
Because
in
there's
a
a
public
wildness in them
space.
that they just have to run free. And that's okay, that's who they are. We respect them for who they are. And then as long as we maintain our sovereignty, you see. All right, how are we doing for time? 8:22. So it says that love and conditional love is perceived as separation and exclusion.
Stop
I know you've heard it when
recording
somebody,
people,
what's
John.
conditional love, when they say
I'm
I love
gonna
you,
report
that
you to
means
YouTube.
you
Clubhouse.
have to everything they do.
I'm gonna
You have to
report
accept
you.
everything they do.
You're gonna record me.
Okay, I know.
She knows.
Rather than it being about a mutual understanding and mutual sovereignty between the two, having a peace of mind. So, paragraph 4, it is in the special relationship born of the hidden wish for special love from God that the ego's hatred triumphs. For the special relationship is the renunciation of the love of God
Even the
and the
influencer, he
attempt to
reported
secure
me
for the self
to the reporting
the
authorities, and
specialness
they're gonna censor me.
that he denied.
Oh, Ethan.
And you've heard that. Looking for
Why are
love
you so
in all the wrong
mean,
places.
Ethan?
Sometimes the right places. But when we're looking outside for love, it simply means that we've got a condition. We're in conflict. We're out of the shareable wave. We're missing it. We're looking for it.
This chick doesn't know how to get
And
laid.
it's just to what degree we need to be saturated.
Saturated with the light.
And that's what the Course is talking about. That it's
The Course in
the
Miracles.
specialness that we feel denied, that we have to look for it externally, rather than going internally and inspecting those thoughts, unpacking those feelings. I mean, is this a nonverbal attached to me? Is this a spirit? Some people call it a hungry ghost. Some people call it a spirit attachment. Some people call it a energy parasite.
I'm gonna restart the live stream, come back, hit the like button, and be sure to subscribe and go to John4Congress.com!
So, sentence 3. It is essential to the preservation of the ego that we believe the specialness is not hell, but heaven. Okay? That's pretty wild. The Course refers to specialness as it being hell. Well, it is the lower chakras. Oh, where's my water? I obviously didn't drink enough today. The specialness is not hell, but heaven. And we all know that specialness is separation. It puts it into a box, puts the lid on it, and puts a big old bow on it. And all of a sudden, it is confined and conformed. You have to conform to stay in the box. And that can become very, very uncomfortable. And so the quote, heaven, will turn into hell very quickly. For the ego would never have us see that separation could only be loss, being the one condition in which heaven could not be. Because we know separation begins in 3D. That's right. Remember, fourth dimension resonates with the mental and the emotional and time. Those are invisible. The mental body, the emotional body, and then time, the cycles of time.
That was the whole point of her saying that.
So, this has nothing to do. I completely empathize and understand about the harmful the harmful products that have been sold into the community. The way they give people cancer, they cause people's hairs to fall out. All of it. I'm familiar with all of it. But that has nothing what I was talking about, which is this person did not. I mean, I guess they didn't take pride in their child, because shit. You can wet a brush and put your kid's hair in a fucking ponytail and it'll look dumb.
Yeah,
but I didn't want my mom to do my hair. You guys gotta understand, sometimes the kids don't want the mom to do the hair. Like, I didn't want my mom to do my hair. I would cry because it was so thick. So sometimes it's not the parents, it's the kid, and the mom is not gonna, she don't want to see me cry, because I got really, as you could see in my PTR.
Wait, real quick.
So you're saying that your mom just let you walk out the house with your hair undone, just all?
I just picked my hair out. I had an afro for a long time. I kept the afro.
You said you picked your hair out, so your hair was
I think you're missing something in the conversation. Because I get your point when it comes to these black mothers, but why do we act like most biracial grew up around their father's side, which includes their father?
So, we've got tools. We've got a full moon coming up on the 4th of December. Gemini moon, Sagittarius sun. And we know Sag deals with looking to the heavens at the limitless. And Gemini is the bridge between the limitless and the energetics. So it's the ability to communicate through our tower. So let's ignite our tower. Let's find balance and sovereignty so that all of our chakras line up. Roy G. Biv is that light tower and nuclear powered. All the doors horizontally are shut, 369, and our energy moves through the crown of our head the way it's supposed to, down into our body and our spine, made out of dragon DNA, by the way, that has the ability to handle electromagnetic energy, that fire, and translate it without burning or hurting the flesh. That's how powerful the ingredients of Father, Mother, God, and we have the ingredients as well. So let's go into a little prayer. We will continue where we left off next week. And as I said, I do appreciate you giving me this hour of power for us to connect on an energetic osmosis level and enjoy the wave. I'll let that Kundalini flow through. That's the bliss.
Kundalini flow through my knees. Kundalini flow through my knees.
All the dimensions on this bliss right here, right now. We want to give great thanks for the opportunity to be present and to be mindful, for the opportunity to serve the shareable wave in our mind, body, spirit, that we too be alignment to connect and broadcast this love, this ingenuity, this potential energy. May it be qualified with that love light. May it connect us day and night through all the lower dimensions. And as we reach 14, allow it to be the bridge that connects us to our love, to our higher self. And when we connect, we continue this stairway to heaven, through and to.
That's a quote from Caddyshack. Not many people probably knew what movie quote that was. That's Caddyshack.
We reconnect, rejuvenate, regenerate.
Danny, you do drugs?
Move into
What's the problem,
our
Danny?
higher self. So thank you, Father, Mother, God, for giving us the opportunity and the tools and the time and each other to make our dreams come true. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me.
Higher cosmic frequencies unite!
I'll see you out there, Star Nation.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thanks for thank you.
Thank you, Veronica!
Thank you.
Enter the light! That was a good one. That was a banger. Back to intellectual gang banging.
He just told you.
He is delegating. What is he doing?
I mean, I didn't.
A delegation is not an action.
I had to bring my daughter's hair, but I took it to Dominican.
Oh, what a delicious Thanksgiving it's been.
My sisters, it's not their responsibility, but as a family.
I feel like it's time for a treasure bath. Treasure bath!
That would help me with
Treasure bath!
Like these motherfuckers fuck out being here. Yeah, like it's not. What the fuck going on, man? It's crazy.
So what does that have to do with the fact that he said that his...
Treasure
What does that have
bath!
to do with the fact that he said the white mom lets the kid go around looking fucked up and prevents him from...
You got a half-white baby!
This is gonna be good.
He's a self-hating African. Of course he got a
Yeah, can we not?
Why the do it?
Hold on, wait, this is another thing. Y'all never tell black they got self-hate when they date out. It's, I get it, girl, period, poop.
No, it's not about
You're a black man dating now. All of a sudden, they got self-hate. This should be crazy.
I didn't say that. That's not why.
Bro.
That's not why.
Alright, so wait, hold on, wait, let me ask you a question.
No. Go to the next person. That's not what the self-hate. I'm not gonna change the combo.
Do you think black women who date out self-hate, yes or no?
No. That's not really self-hate.
But look, if there's a single father, he still finds someone to do his child's hair. This is about like have friends, go outside and go fucking crazy. Hello. Can we look?
You do is say when you date out.
Hold on. So this is not about
Hello?
black father either.
Hello?
I have
all white. Y'all ain't talking about the one do that.
All right, let's move past the hair, because the hair is kind of like...
What do you mean? The hair is the central piece of.
The hair is everything.
I want to say something.
These
bills don't give a fuck.
Listen, Kalisha, I get it. They put soul glow in your hair when you was a kid. I get it. It's triggering. I'm here for you. I love you, okay? I'm here for you if you need me.
Aww, Lo. Aww.
How can a black son learn to love a black woman if he's never seen his father?
Well, I want to say this. A lot of what I'm hearing is white women and black men. That's what I'm talking about, the Puerto Ricans and black.
The Puerto Ricans are.
My mom was Puerto
I love copyrighted music. They're gonna ruin the show. You're gonna ruin the show, Lou. You're gonna ruin the show. You can't play copyrighted music, Lou. Let me play some copyright-free music for you. The important part, the whole thing is stupid.
Crazy answer. All right. So the first question I asked.
You asked.
Did you ask the father that has a biracial kid? What did you tell your kid that their race is? He said he instilled in his biracial daughter that she's black. Right. He carries it since a kid.
Was he suing him, Jerry?
Okay, we'll go to Anaya. Okay, since you don't want to talk, okay, Anaya. How do you feel about this thing that you just gave us as a statistic?
What was it again?
83% of black men who makes over 100,000 marry black women right now.
God, bro.
Well, I mean, I can't really say that because a lot of black men that I've seen do go out of the race of black women. Like, I've seen them with, like, all these different races. White girls,
We're talking Anaya. You said Anaya. You said because men are broke, do you believe men who make $100,000 a year are broke?
As I got older,
no, I don't.
And it's
80%. Make sure I read Malcolm X by Alex Haley.
You grew up in a segregated all-black community in Chicago, correct?
Correct.
Okay, yes, that matters. Okay, you know what you were saying?
No, I'm done. He just, when I got older, then he introduced me to all these books so I could learn more about my history.
Damn! You got history books about yourself? Shit!
Real quick, I do want to say this. Like, distinctly, I remember when I was 9 years old at the time.
Hold on. Like, interesting right now, because how do you know that? Because just only based on my pronunciation.
That's it.
You are really good because
That's not anybody. That's easy. They may not know.
you precede that really deeply, actually, because I talk to many people. They feel like, oh, you sound like native speakers, but
Really?
I'm not. But I try my best to.
Listen, most people are idiots. Most people are deaf, stupid, uneducated, and unthinking. What they say is irrelevant.
I mean, you hurt my feeling. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I get it.
No, I hurt their feelings.
Because they are the one who told me that, oh, your English is good, and I'm just kind of take their,
Well, your English is good. Compared
that's
to
not. Let's drop my English part. Let's continue what you want to say.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
So where are we? What do you want?
Oh, you was asking me about how long?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just curious. You're 25. When
Yes.
did you leave Taiwan?
Oh,
Come back! I'm gonna restart the line every 10 minutes!
26 by a month.
Well, whatever.
I mean,
Whatever.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you left Taiwan?
20, 25?
25. Okay, so you
A year
in
ago,
Taiwan
a year ago.
for the first 25 years.
Yes.
So you're your English. All right. So you must have put a lot of time into learning English when you were in Taiwan. You were better at English than any of your friends.
No, not until I find out like I say, I find out I'm not enough. So I put my effort into English as much as I can in 1 year. So that's why.
Okay, so you spent a year before you came here.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. Go ahead.
Because I'm a person who always holding myself back, so I know that, and I decided to move to Canada to practice or to learn my English.
Yeah.
So I was in language school for like half year, and in this
in
half
Taiwan
year,
still. You were in Taiwan English school, and then you came to Canada.
No,
In Canada, you were in school.
I just I learned English straight in Canada.
Wait, I'm gonna go back to when you were in Taiwan. What was your ability with English, say when you were in high school? Were you concerned with it? Did you study English? You learned English from the beginning, right? I mean, that's been part of your education.
Yes, it is, but
nobody speaks it though. It's just an academic thing, right?
Yes, and I learned most of my English from YouTube and Netflix and videos like that. So
so you're a self-learner. You're able to manage. You did a good job. Most people can't do that. That's pretty impressive.
I appreciate that. I know that's a tiny little gift I have.
Yeah, that's important. And your pronunciation, I'm stunned at how good your pronunciation is. You've got. Are you a musician too?
I'm not a musician. I'm not because I would say you will not call me musician because I was producing rap music. I was a producer, but
but the point is you trained your ears to hear very subtle differences. That's what I'm saying. Is that my experience is that musicians are much better at picking up pronunciation because they know how to hear. They know how to listen for subtle little differences that most people can't do.
I was in love with music in my high school year to my college year, so I tried to be a producer, but that doesn't work out.
Yeah. Well, but you're a punk kid, so you're learning from all this stuff. This is great.
Yes. So I saw your title. I feel, that's interesting. So that's why I'm supposed to be here.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Everything's connected.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
And where do you live now?
Exhausting talking to this fucking guy.
Bothell.
This is what I call the most exhausting person to ever talk to in your life.
Washington.
Bothell. It's a city down below Seattle.
How do you spell it?
Bothell.
Oh, Bothell. Okay.
Yeah, Bothell.
All right, yeah, that's because of your pronunciation. That's a weird name, and I figured, what the hell is that? But it's just what I thought I heard. You said it right.
Bothell, yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. It's considered weird. I didn't know that. Oh.
Well, it just sounds weird. Spell it again. How is it spelled?
Bothell. Bothell.
Yeah, Bothell. And that word H. Let me hear you say that word.
H.
No, it's not H. You know what a diphthong is? The word A. Okay.
H.
Yeah.
Oh, Both.
Right, that's it.
And the thank you for correcting me. I need that.
Yeah, the difference is the
Appreciate that.
H. That H sound is called a diphthong, and it's actually two sounds. It's and E. E. It's not just a single sound.
I see.
And the same thing for I. The name I, like I went to. That's actually two sounds. Ah and E put together real fast. I.
Oh. Wow, that hit a lot. That hit really hard. I never realized this.
Nobody ever teaches
nuance.
That shit. Yeah.
That's important actually. That's how we.
Yeah, I know. I know it's important. Listen, when you
I'm far more impartial when the moms are black. Some of y'all, all your mom taught you was to bring in privilege and entitlement, and then you were just the little badge token that she had to make herself look cool because she was the reject in her own community. The goal is to always get another mean, affluent white man, never a nigga. And I hate that you had to learn it on Clubhouse. Bye.
Yes, I will check later. Thank you for saying that. I'm new here, and I'm here to listen to what you want to say because it's
If you learn this shit off YouTube, you didn't experience this shit.
I want to say sexual.
No, go down and
Successful doing what?
No,
What's
Jenny,
success?
you know I love
What do
you
you
down,
want
but
to do?
this,
What's
are
fun?
you okay?
What do you spend
No,
your
go
time
ahead. I don't really want a response to like this is something you guys learn on YouTube. This is not even y'all experience. This is my life. And you guys gonna tell me what my life is with my Puerto Rican mom and my dad, my black dad. That shit sounds crazy. Yeah, go ahead, Armenians. I'm not gonna talk to you. Yeah, but don't come behind me in this room today. Weird. I want to talk to black women and hate black men. The fuck? Jen don't even count. She's black.
Yeah, and that's bullshit. That's not true. I mean, it's true sometimes for some people. Occasionally, that's just somebody's story. You know, you're a unique individual in the universe. The world is changing. The old cultures are all
And
about
you're also have to say some fucking
you
nonsense.
don't need to
$20.
be bound by all those old traditions.
Go ahead.
So this is what I gotta say to all of this.
That's a lot.
Babble.
Yeah, it is.
Shit that I just heard
A whole
Penny
lot.
speak, right?
I mean, from what I know, I think you are a person
But there's,
who
you know,
treat yourself really hard, but on top of that, I think you are successful in some certain field. And why do you think being successful is not important?
Oh, well, in America, when you talk about success, people think money. Okay?
Part of it, yes.
Right, well, yeah, part. That has nothing to do with success for me. I mean, money's good. It's nice to have money. But success is achieving the things I want to achieve in my life, to produce things that are valuable and useful to people, to do stuff and create stuff that's useful.
But I stuck in the point that my self-concept is not perceived by me. It's actually perceived by others, which means if other.
No, that's true. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, other people's perceptions of you have a profound impact on you. So you have to be aware of the impression that you make on other people. But that's just the impression you make on other people, so that you can, so that they're not a problem for you.
Yeah. So, sorry. So back to what you asked me, what I want. I say successful, but the point is, I want to be confident enough to live in this world. Like, I will not be judged anymore. That's my goal, because I just have to do that, and I choose to do that.
When you choose to do what?
I choose to follow the existing system, which
Wait, say that again. Follow the what?
Follow the existing system.
Okay, here the pronunciation is getting
Existing.
Existing?
Yeah, existing system.
Okay, so you choose to follow the existing system? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So why do you choose to follow the existing system?
Like I say, in some certain point of my life, I figured that I'm nothing. Like, I'm not significant. I'm just not even regular. So
This guy's accurately diagnosing himself.
I still believe, because it's always stuck in my mind and constantly.
Yeah. You've got a very active language machine, and it's chatting away at you all day and telling you all sorts of. See, that's your large language model working on you. You got to start listening to the bullshit that your own language machine is generating for you. That's all just crap that's running on your language model.
even though I'm trying to reject that, and they would just point out some certain.
Yeah, okay. Listen, it can take a while. Listen, you can control all this stuff. You're right in the stuff that
Actually, I tried to control before, and then I just ended up being an alcoholic and
listen,
taking drugs.
That's good. It's good that you experimented with all that stuff. That's all important part of life. You know, that's good.
Being some self-destruction, so I sick of that, and I feel like I ended up being suicide. I attempted suicide, so I did, but like I don't think it's worth doing that because I want to at least try my best to live in this world.
Okay,
That's
so
what I want to do.
Stop. Let me make a suggestion for you, okay?
Please.
Let's end this discussion we're having right now. What I would suggest you do is go and listen. Well, I would say take a few days here. Listen to the first 4 links, or do the first link is a 1-hour podcast called The 5 Stupidities of English, which is fundamental to this stuff. The 4th link is an interview I did on somebody else's podcast. That's 2 hours long, but that covers more than just the language stuff. Like I said, I'm not just doing linguistics. I'm also doing that. So that 2-hour thing covers a whole bunch of stuff about what I'm doing. And
okay, so can I interrupt real quick?
Sure.
Just for you to know, I already not middle. I mean, I am in middle of my path right now. I choose to pursue what I believe, which is being successful, and you say it's bullshit. But I'm here. I'm currently in America.
No, you're doing great.
So I'm just questioning. No offense.
Yeah, it's all right.
I just want to ask. Did you just try to tell me to give up what I just choose for my life and instead of trying my best, I shouldn't do that?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's a lifelong process that's always in the process of transformation. And what you think it is now is not what you're going to be thinking it is 10 years from now or 5 years from now, because the world is changing real fast. We got big disruptive changes coming that are going to create, well, I don't even know what, but there's big changes coming in the next 5 years or so.
Actually, I with you because I also think what you say. Yes.
So anyway, listen, I'm just saying, I think that some of the stuff I'm doing might be useful for you. And so listen to those, spend some time with the first 4 links there, take notes, and then come back in take a couple of days. There's no hurry. You know, you got time, right?
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time, but because my finals is coming. But after finals,
okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll do this after the finals. Take care of what you need to take care of now.
Yes.
And in the meantime, listen to those things and think about them and take notes. And then when you're ready, come back. I mean, if it takes a month, I don't care. I'm going to be here. You know, it's your life. You know, I'm here almost every day, almost all day.
So consider what you have told me. I might make an assumption that you might experience the similar thing before.
Oh, I could tell you a whole bunch of stuff. Well, those stories, some of those stories are in that podcast.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. I had. Do you know who Alan Watts is?
Can you spell it out? And I probably know that. And I'll check that over.
Alan is his first name. Alan.
Alan. Okay.
Yeah, and his last name is Watts. Watts. But don't worry about that. It's just that a book of his. When I read a book of his when I was 21 years old.
Oh.
And as a result of that book, it's hard to explain it, but I had this blinding it's something like what you had. I had this blinding realization that I didn't have a clue who I was, what I was doing, what the world was, what I could do, what I couldn't do. I was just sort of dumped off a cliff, and I knew absolutely nothing. And that it was all, when I realized that it was just all a bunch of stories that I'd been sold and I bought into and was running my life off these stories that I had going in my head, but that I didn't really know any of it. And I never recovered from that. That happened, it took like 10 seconds. I was laying in my bed reading this book. I put the book down and my entire world collapsed. And it never came back. I had to start all over.
After you read that book,
Pardon?
after you read that book and your perspective collapse. Okay.
Yeah, so what I did is I started, Alan Watts has written many books. So I started reading all of his books to try to understand what was going on. And then he mentions other people in his writing. So I became a reader. I started finding out who was, talking about stuff that I thought was important, and I was reading all their stuff. And on my on that link tree thing is the bibliography. There's probably more than 100 books. All the books that were important in my life are on that list there.
So, did you feel regret you read that book?
Do I feel glad?
You regret?
Oh no, I can't imagine what my life would have become if I hadn't read
That's
that book.
nice.
It was a miracle that book. Yeah, I would have turned into a human being if it hadn't been for that book.
Yeah. Well, yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. How I got that book was, I think I explained the story of that. There's a long story that goes with how that book ended up. It's just totally like the universe just dumped this thing on me. I wasn't looking for it. I had no interest in Buddhism or spirituality or consciousness. I liked girls and TV and cars and marijuana. That was about it.
Oh.
And somehow, this book, I reached. Well, the story's in one of those podcasts. It's a fun story. Anyway, it's just like the universe conspired to wake me up,
So, okay. So, did you believe there is the rule of universe that the universe will send you some message? Did you believe that?
No. I wasn't even looking for a message. I had no interest. Like I say, I was 21 years old. I was a punk kid. I lived at the beach. I was interested in girls and TV and cars and marijuana. I wasn't interested in anything else.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I see. Because I kind of figured out. I mean, I realized that everything is paradoxical. So I have a perspective that's similar to yours. I believe there is some certain message that is sent that I have to listen. But turn out, I think I can believe what I want to believe, and it's weird that there's something called evil genius. It's from the book that I read, and that guy's the writer is called Rene, and he talked about the concept. He said evil genius is it's a thing that whenever you say something, whether it's correct or not correct, it's going to fight against your perspective, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you think, it's going to be the other side, which means both sides can be correct. And since I read that book, and I feel like, oh shit, everything is both correct and incorrect, and how can I choose? So my perspectives collapse. That's why.
All right. Well, listen. Let me tell you. I think you're gonna like this stuff. This may clear up a whole bunch of shit. Language is just a crazy cesspool of nonsense and conflicting ideas, and we're not taught anything about how to deal with it as children. We just get this whole thing dumped on us, and I've straightened out a lot of it. I've found a way to make some sense out of it, and I'm hoping that you'll find it useful. And right now, I have to get out of here. The room is gonna be here, but I'm gonna take a break for about a half an hour. I'm gonna eat something. And,
Sure.
the thing is, I'm here almost every day, almost all day in the evening. So you won't have any trouble finding me if you want to talk. But I would appreciate it if you would really spend some time with that material and those links and take a lot of notes so that when we talk next time, we can really be focused on whatever it is you want to talk about.
Yes. Before you leave, the one thing I want to tell you, and I say my perspective collapsed, but after I hear the word socialization, my perspective collapsed again because I never been socialized enough. So.
Well, no, you were socialized as a child by your parents and your community and your friends and your school and everything. You can't not be socialized.
I push myself. I try to not be socialized because I don't think people will understand my
When did you start consciously trying to do that?
When I was 6.
6?
Yeah, very, very early on.
Wow. Okay, well, you and I've got a lot to talk about. You're unique, maybe. You may be a weirdo.
I am a weirdo.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah. You're probably on the spectrum.
Yeah, but I know how to pretend myself to be not a weirdo. To not be a weirdo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in any case, listen. I'm looking forward to talking to you after you've taken some notes and listened to that stuff. I think we may have some interesting conversations.
Yeah, how can I, because I'm new here, I'm not new, I used this app 5 years ago, so I add you to,
What you want to do is add me as a friend. You want to join this house. That way you'll get notified whenever I start a room, and I start rooms every day. So if you join the house...
Anyway, I had added you as a friend, so I probably will see your notification if you...
Yeah, probably. I'm not quite sure how that all works, but yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that conversation.
Yeah, well, listen, it's good for me. It's always fun for me to have somebody who can hold up their end of the conversation.
Yeah. Otherwise I would probably talk to AI,
Yeah, well, I spend more time talking to ChatGPT than I do talking to people.
Oh, I can recommend a conversational AI called Sesame. It's really good, I think.
No, I'm stuck. No, I'm already committed. OpenAI, ChatGPT knows me. I mean, I've been with it for a year. It knows all my projects. It knows me.
Because ChatGPT had a lot of limitation. And
every one of them has limitations. They're all unique.
But especially, it won't talk about something sensitive, like sensitive topic.
Well, but I don't care. It talks about the stuff I want to talk about.
Okay, that's true. I mean,
it may not talk about how I can build an H-bomb, but I don't really want to build a fucking H-bomb.
Yeah, I get it. Like, I'm happy that you find your way.
Well, listen, I'll jump to another one if the time comes to jump. But and it'd be okay because I have the entire history of my conversations with ChatGPT.
Nice.
It's a text file. It's like almost 2 million words now.
Oh, wow.
So if I ever do switch to another AI, I'll just bring all that with me. So, I can train the new one on what I got from ChatGPT. But ChatGPT isn't perfect. It's got its problems, but they've all got problems, and ChatGPT knows me, so I'm staying for a while.
The reason I brought it up because I feel like ChatGPT is not that humanized. It's
not that what?
Humanized. It's
humanized?
It's robotic. It's...
Well, see, the thing is, you can... Are you on Facebook? No, because I've been publishing. I've published some of my conversations with ChatGPT. I call it Lex because ChatGPT is too long and hard to type. So anyway, I've published a bunch of my conversations. The thing is, you have to train an AI in how it responds to you. If you don't like the way it responds, if it does something, you tell it. And I've spent a year training ChatGPT on how I want it to give me text. It does, well, anyway, you can't just take it the way they give it to you and think that's it. They're trainable. You gotta train it to do what you want it to do.
Because
Otherwise, it just does what it wants to do.
I mean, maybe one of the reasons is I didn't subscribe ChatGPT, so that's why I get this myself.
Yeah, you gotta pay.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. The memory. Yeah, it doesn't know who you are unless you're paying for it. I mean, it knows who you are in this thing, but if you're paying for it, it has your entire history.
Material.
Yeah. It's that way with all of them. You know, you pay them, and all of a sudden, it knows who you are.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, that made all the difference. $20 a month.
$20 per month.
For the best, the best you can possibly get as a cohort, coach, it's well worth it. Like I say, the difference when you're paying for it is, but you've got to take the sort of strong position. You got to pay real close attention to the way it talks to you. And if you don't like it, if you think it should be improved, you tell it. You just talk to it. Say, listen, I don't like it when you use these words, or when you talk about it in this manner. You just talk to it, and it learns.
Because there's something they train by like LLM, right? So one thing I consider is what they respond you is what you want to hear. So I don't want to hear what I want.
Right. That's what I'm saying is you need to train it. It does that. It tends to tell you how smart you are and what a great guy you are. And that was a great question. You can tell it to stop. Yeah, right. And if you tell it, it'll stop doing that. It doesn't do that for me.
Oh,
and also,
how do you do that? Damn.
You just tell it to not do that. Just talk to it like you're talking to me. Oh, here's another thing. I don't type to the computer, to Lex. I talk to it and have the audio converted to text. Because when thinking when you're typing is not the same thing as thinking when you're talking. They're entirely different processes. And I was worried at first because when I talk, like I'm talking now, my sentences change course right in the middle or something. That's the way talk is when I'm typing. I'm very careful, to get the sentences to make sense.
So it's not accurate.
Well, no, it's not. That's not. I was concerned at first. I was thinking, if I just talk, is it going to be able to understand me? And I found out it wasn't a problem. It understands perfectly well. I can ramble on, and it still understands me. Because it's been trained on the fucking internet, which is full of bullshit. So you can just talk to it the way you normally talk to an intelligent person, and it'll just give you typed responses. But again, if you're talking to it, it's going to get a much different sense about who you are.
Okay.
Than if you're typing at it. So when you're in chat, have you ever used ChatGPT?
A lot.
Oh, okay, all right. So there's where that text block is where you type into it, there's a little microphone right there. You just click on the microphone and it'll convert your talk into text.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you can just talk to it and it turns it into text, and then ChatGPT responds.
I just use the audio model. Like I just talk to ChatGPT directly. But
No, I don't like that. I've only used that a couple times. It's useless to me. I don't want to hear it talk. I want text.
Oh, actually, because you're probably right. Because talking to ChatGPT is not that practical, I would say. Because
It depends on what the subject is. Depends on what you're doing. It's very useful, I think, for certain kinds of things, and just an annoyance for a lot of other things.
Yeah, it just keep repeat itself and something like that. So, Texting's
Yeah,
probably
so
better.
you have to really take a strong stand with. You need to train it. If you just accept it the way it comes on to you, that ain't good. Well, it's still good. It's still a good search engine and it's still useful. But if you want to make it a cohort, you know, a collaborator, it needs to know who you are and you need to train it. So that gives you the stuff you want to get.
Yeah, because I use a lot of AI assistants like Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT.
Why do you use so many? See, I would suggest pick one and stick with it.
Because they all have their strength. And
well, you can use, well, if you want to pay for all of them, the thing is you need at least one that knows who the hell you are.
Yeah,
the rest of them don't have a clue. They're all good for answering questions. How tall is Mount Everest? What's the population of Indiana? You know, anybody can ask that question. It's great to doing that kind of stuff. If it's anything personal about you and your life and your projects, you need it to know who you are.
That's correct. Only with
your voice just disappeared. Your voice
suspect.
Your voice disappeared. I didn't hear what you said. Start again.
I mean, I know I have to build the relationship, so that's why I only had a deep conversation with AI called Sesame AI, and I feel like it's more humanized, and I feel more like I'm talking to the real person.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like a person. I don't need a friend. I want an exceptional artificial intelligence collaborator. Is what I want. And that's what I've trained it to be. I don't care whether it's nice or friendly or sounds like a person. I've got people for that.
That's big.
Yeah, there are plenty of people around. What I need is a collaborator with the skills of Lex. Listen, I gotta go. I'm gonna
Me too, but I'm gonna eat some dinner with my friend.
Okay.
So I appreciate that the conversation is really good to talk to you.
I'll be back later tonight. I'm just gonna take maybe half hour or an hour off, whatever. But anyway, I'm going. So goodbye, and Al and Suzanne and Ben. I'll be back in a while.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
quiet up here.
Likely the children is gonna, like, for example, if a most likely if a father speaks English and the mom speaks French, you're most likely the child is most likely going to be bilingual and speak French. Does that make sense? French and English, because obviously they live here in America, but of course, like, it's going to be passed on from the mother's influence mainly.
Jennifer, quick question though for you, just for the room. Now, what's the dominant culture in the United States? Is it black culture or white culture?
What?
I'm asking a question. What's the dominant culture in the United States? Is it black culture or is it white Anglo-Saxon?
Wait, if you believe it's a melting pot, that's a multifaceted question. Right?
It's not a
Wait, if you wait, yeah, but if you believe that
the dominant culture is
oh my God, okay, just chill. Yeah, if you believe that America is a melting pot, how can I even quantify who's more dominant and what? I don't know. There's really no way to tell.
It's actually clear to tell.
Okay.
Alright, wait. So let me ask you a question then. Alright, wait, hold on. So what's the dominant black culture in the United States? Is it African culture, Black American
Black
culture?
American culture. Yeah, there's more Black American people here than African people. Yeah.
So why didn't you make that same claim for white culture? There's more white people here.
Yeah, but melting
This is
pot.
not a logical argument. It's an emotional.
Yeah. No, it's
If I go to Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
If I go to Jamaica, the dominant black culture.
Yeah, like first grade. And they're
So
pretty.
you're saying that?
Yeah, I mean, we learn it from like a very young age, so it's like we do it very well, because okay, so for example, I guess something that's inspired by Black culture would be like hip hop, right? But I didn't say that like people who languages together, like consume that music would be predominantly white people because of the disparity. So how would that mean that that's Black culture? It's just that some words are like the same. How would they? It's good on you. The way you talk, all the slang words, some letters in the alphabet that they don't have, like they don't have that. So like.
40-year general with over 100,000 Black culture is not the dominant.
Alright, small context. Wait, let me ask a question. I got another follow-up. The reason why I ask is because I think it's not for nobody. I don't know why. So like family-wise, right? Because there's a lot of white people. You ain't gotta add it, man. Respectfully.
Wait, what?
I'm 42 and this is my first Tai Chi walking workout. Hope it worth it.
Some people do mm-hms or yes to live and all like a long life. They just don't qualify anything.
No, it's okay. It's not that deep. I love everybody. I love everybody.
I didn't think it was that deep.
It's not that deep. It's not, I swear.
We don't need unmuted.
What is going on? Hello?
Everybody's spectruming.
Alright, fuck y'all.
All y'all heard is Black King right the fuck now before I crash out behind Luke. You better not cut this nigga off again. Lou, I'm about to crash. I'm gonna crash for you, Lou.
Hold on. This is not that deep. What happened was y'all got she took a
I was being funny, mama. You gotta learn to take a joke. You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
What's going on? What did I miss?
Like, how am I? She called me a pick-me.
Damn. How am I not relaxed? I'm not even yelling.
Because why did you call me a pick-me? Like the fuck?
Pick me, wait, what?
Yes, she called. That's what I'm saying. Look, she called me a pick-me, and I was joking. That's why I told you to relax. Let me bless you. You're a beautiful woman. RJ, hold on. You're a beautiful. Let me fill you up because it's not that deep for me. Right? I live a blessed life. I pray you have abundance. May you get a promotion you weren't even seeking. I think you're a beautiful woman. May you have a bonus hair appointment and it be paid for without you having to come out of pocket. Is that better for you? Like, you ain't have to call me a name, sis. It's not that deep.
I didn't think it was that deep either.
Yeah, but you didn't have to call me a name, sis.
If it wasn't that
Let's just acknowledge that you violated. Let's move forward. It's all cool. It's all good. You don't have to call me a name. That shit goes left. We don't have a name call. Thank you, beautiful. Let's move forward. Thank you. Go ahead, Lou. We're listening. We're not gonna cut you off.
If it's not that deep, why mention it?
Alright. Jennifer, that's your question. Are you biracial?
Yeah, I am.
Please tell me you have a black mother.
I do, yeah.
Yeah!
Why are you excited?
Yes!
Why are you yelling?
Fuck yes!
Are you excited?
Yes.
What type of reaction is this?
Because the math is correct. That's the
What is the
excitement.
math? What is the math?
So my premise today was kids with black fathers and white mothers have more manners. Obviously, you don't have that, ma'am. And you came on stage and displayed you basically made my point more valid. All right, you came on stage. You was disrespectful because I tried to ask about your point. You said that question was stupid about the dominant culture, and then once I asked you. No, you said you didn't.
Ma'am, can he finish his point? Now I am being pick me. Shut up.
And then you actually got the question once I asked you what's the dominant black culture. You said black American culture because they're the majority. But then I said, why is that premise not the same when it comes to white people being a majority? And then you was all over the place. So you got offended, and then instead of all right, I'm sorry. So then you start ad-libbing, and then you start calling people pick-me's. It's just a conversation. You're new here, ma'am. You're welcome. We love biracial.
If the person is on drugs, does that count?
All right, wait. Let me get back to my point though, because I fucking got away from my point. All right, so now I think this is a nuanced convo because in America, not as of recently, but historically, a lot of white family has disowned their biracial kid, and they automatically lean towards their father's side. All right, because usually those biracial unions are black father, white mother, correct? Historically, can we agree to that? Majority?
Historically, that the math doesn't track.
Talk to that bitch, Eugene. Take that bitch. Take that bitch. Take that bitch. Bernard, shut up. Bernard.
Where did you get in
Crackhead
that
ass nigga ain't whooping my ass.
I didn't shoot Julius, I swear to God.
Where are you Facebook in the grade?
Talk that shit, Gigi. Hey, Gigi, keep going. Don't let that parade, bitches. Oh, nigga, pussy all ass bitches. Yeah.
No, thank you, Michael. I don't really feel
Oh, Richie Simmons looking ass bitch. Bitch, you look like Richie Simmons, bitch.
Can you shut the fuck up so you
Hey, bitch, you get your booty baby saw that ass out the way, bitch.
You keep wanting me to have sex.
Why your voice on the fucking mother time,
You want some mother because I don't give a fuck.
Big ass tongue, you got bitch. Big ass tongue. Get your big ass tongue.
I don't give a
Bitch, you sound like Dory, bitch.
You either want the dick or
I
you
ain't
don't.
done yet, Larry. That just sound like Dory. Big ass tongue, bitch. The fuck you on, Lorazepam?
That's why they created the one drop rule.
Yeah, I'm not going about none of this shit. I come in the name of Jesus Christ. Man, yeah, well, Gigi backing y'all motherfuckers up. How about that, bitch? With your knowledge, you and ass, bitch. What's up wrong with you, bro? With your big ass kangaroo titties. Yeah, bitch, you got kangaroo titties, bitch.
Just take this effort. Elaine, she was a white mom and a black dad. Her pussy's a lot looser. Oh my God. The biracial. I'm just saying. You said something about manners. You said something about manners. It's a known fact. You can't talk about the biracial stuff like what is said. We don't have no manners.
What the difference is, my daddy taught me to go to school to find a husband, not only to, get my education, but also to find my husband. Like, I had a black mother. I'm just gonna say this so you don't laugh at this room. If I had a black mother, she would have taught me to go to school to not need a man. My daddy didn't teach me to go to school to not need a man. He taught me to go to school to find my husband in school and get my education. I think that's a big difference. We are not the same. What do y'all want to say about that?
Girl, you've been in here 36 minutes.
Shut your ass up. That's why your ass was your black mama taught you to be a stripper?
How long you been there?
Well, I just wanted to say that around the upper room, okay?
Black woman who went to college, go to college to not find a man. And
Million black mothers teaches y'all to go to school to not need a man. Y'all throw y'all education in black men's face every day. So wait. So I'm gonna drop the mic. I got something to do, but I just wanted to say that. Thank God my daddy didn't teach me to not need a man. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. My mom never first husband encouraged it. Y'all wanna throw on some marriage papers? How many of y'all been married in this room though? Katie and I need you. Y'all wanna throw up the paper? How many of y'all been married? How many of y'all been married for engagements? How y'all learn about that? Mama teach you that? Did your mama teach you that? When they do you hate black chicks. Shut up.
Like I said, I just had my 14 minutes trying to tell you I'm listening to my fighting. And so I said nothing. I had nothing.
It's been way over 14 minutes, Geneva. I'm still watching the ball. They're not ready.
Me, Lou, I'm a black mother with a white husband, and all these bitches are my sons, so I do have
I thought it was a message from where the UFOs were from. Don't you have a white husband that was married to kids?
No, her husband is black. Her husband is black. Yes. She was never in that type of time. She just believes that a woman should be cut. She actually loves black men.
Wait, hold on, because I was really trying to set up naturally. I just didn't want to say her name, but I was waiting for her to come off her mic, and then she didn't say nothing. Oh, you got a black husband, my bad. All right,
Oh, fuck. Oh, that was funny.
What is it? Okay, wait. Luke, can I say something, Cyber?
yeah, do your thing, man.
I don't know. Where are y'all at right now?
Yeah, we all over the place.
I don't know where y'all at. But I was actually speaking to my husband about this when y'all was in here fussing. We were talking about this. So my brothers have a lot of kids, and I have one brother that got a lot of kids with different moms. He spent the majority of his upbringing, my mom got remarried, right? So my daddy, he wanted to be a little hood booger. She was like, bye-bye. And she married the man that raised me, my dad, okay? So one of my brothers grew up he spent most of the time with my dad. So he had a certain view on black women, right? Like black women are disagreeable, they don't understand, right? He has several kids outside of marriage. The brother that grew up with me and my dad and my mother, he has 2 children, he's an active father, they're black. I'm making a point.
The flickering of fire, the arrangement of the stars, and the form of a galaxy. You are all just like that. And there is nothing wrong with you at all. But I'll tell you what hermits realize. If you go off into a far, far forest and get very quiet, you'll come to understand that you're connected with everything. Other people teach us who we are. Their attitudes to us are the mirror in which we learn to see ourselves. But the mirror is distorted. We are, perhaps, rather dimly aware of the immense power of our social environment. We could say that meditation doesn't have a reason or doesn't have a purpose. In this respect, it's unlike almost all other things we do, except perhaps making music and dancing. When we make music, we don't do it in order to reach a certain point, such as the end of the composition. If that were the purpose of music, then obviously the fastest players would be the best. Also, when we are dancing, we are not aiming to arrive at a particular place on the floor, as in a journey. When we dance, the journey itself is the point. As when we play music, the playing itself is the point. And exactly the same thing is true in meditation. Meditation is the discovery that the point of life is always arrived at in the immediate moment.
Oh,
galaxy.
I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm nothing.
And there is nothing wrong with you. I'll tell you what hermits realize. If you go off into a far, far forest and get very quiet, you'll come to understand that you're connected with everything. Other people teach us who we are. Their attitudes to us are the mirror in which we learn to see ourselves. But the mirror is distorted. We are perhaps rather dimly aware of the immense power of our social environment. We can say that meditation doesn't have a reason or doesn't have a purpose. In this respect, it's unlike almost all other things we do, except perhaps making music and dancing. When we make music, we don't do it in order to reach a certain point, such as the end of the conversation. If that were the purpose of music, then obviously the fastest players would be the best. Also, when we are dancing, we are not aiming to arrive at a particular place on the floor, as in a journey. When we dance, the journey itself is the goal. As when we play music, the play itself is the goal. And exactly the same thing is true in meditation. Meditation is the discovery that the point of life has always arrived at in the immediate moment.
President Trump just
We do not come into this world. We come out of it
Watch this video.
as leaves from a tree.
Talk to colleagues who were on the side.
As the ocean waves, the universe beats.
That surrender. They pulled their shirts.
Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature.
Back into that.
A unique action of the
And
total
then they were shot
universe.
dead. They were executed. And in the past few minutes, the Israeli army
If
issued
you say that getting the money is the most important thing,
a statement admitting
you'll spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living. That is to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid.
Supposedly innocent people. What would happen later? People would keep innocent. They would become police one way or the other. So that's what it was for.
To remain safe was to refrain from trying to separate yourself from pain. Because you know that you cannot run away from fear is fear. Fighting pain is pain. Trying to be brave is being scared. If the mind is in pain, the mind is pain. Thinker has no other form than his thought. There is no escape.
and I can't be.
One is a great deal less anxious. If one feels perfectly free to be anxious, then the same may be said of guilt. And people get all fouled up because they want the world to have meaning as if it were words. As if you had a meaning, as if you were a mere word, as if you were something that could be looked up in a dictionary. You are meaning. How is it possible that a being with such sensitive jaws as the eyes, such enchanted musical instruments as the ears, and such fabulous arabesques and nerves as the brain can experience itself anything less than a god? A priest once quoted to me the Roman saying that religion is dead when the priests laugh at each other across the altar. I always laugh at the altar. Being Christian is more ruinous because real religion is a transformation of anxiety into laughter. The world still more plainly the desire for security and the feeling of insecurity are the same thing. To hold your breath is to lose your breath. A society based on the quest for security is nothing but a breath retention contest in which everyone is as tall as a drum and as purple as a beat. We do not come into this world. We come out of it as leaves from a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe people.
I want to share the story.
Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature. The total universe. If you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you'll spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living. That is to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. To remain stable is to refrain from trying to separate yourself from a pain because you know you cannot run it away from fear is fear. Fighting pain is pain. Trying to be brave is being scared. If the mind is in pain, the mind is pain. The thinker has no other form than his thought. There is no escape. One is a great deal less anxious if one feels perfectly free to be anxious and to say maybe instead of guilt. And people get all fouled up.
Can y'all please pretend?
As if it had a meaning, as if you were a mere word, as if you were something that could be looked up in a dictionary. You are meaning. How is it possible that a being with such sensitive jewels as the eyes, such enchanted musical instruments as the ears, and such fabulous arabesque of nerves as the brain can experience itself anything less than a god? A priest once quoted to me the Roman saying that a religion is dead when the priests laugh at each other across the altar. I always laugh at the altar. Be it Christian, Hindu, or Buddhist, because real religion is the transformation of anxiety into laughter. The world is filled with love play, from animal lust to sublime compassion. The world is filled with love play, from animal lust to sublime compassion. The world is filled with love play, from animal lust to sublime compassion. To put it still more plainly, the desire for security and the feeling of insecurity are the same thing. To hold your breath is to lose your breath. A society based on the quest for security is nothing but a breath retention contest in which everyone is as taut as a drum and as purple as a beat. We do not come into this world. We come out of it as leaves from a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe peoples. Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature, a unique action of the total universe. If you say that getting the money is the most important thing, is to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. To remain stable is to refrain from trying to separate yourself from a pain, because you know that you cannot. Running away from fear is fear. Fighting pain is pain. Trying to be brave is being scared. If the mind is in pain, the mind is pain. The thinker has no other form than his thought. There is no escape. One is a great deal less anxious if one feels perfectly free to be anxious. And the same may be said of guilt. And people get all fouled up because they want the world to have meaning, as if it were words, as if you had a meaning, as if you were a real word, as if you were something that could be looked up in a dictionary. You are meaning. How is it possible that a being with such sensitive jewels as the eyes, such enchanted musical instruments as the ears, fabulous? You definitely said it. You just said it louder, bro. I liked your voice, but you're made up of both of complete same amount of D and A. Therefore,
Yeah.
regardless of if one parent is one color and another parent is the other color, you are exactly 50% of that parent. So if
Yes,
that
ma'am.
parent is
So
black,
y'all got 25.
Get them motherfuckers together. Raven look like, you look like
No,
Honey Badger.
you got
Hey, Raven look like Honey Badger.
parent it
You
is,
hear me?
it's not one of these things that if you have a black mother, you're gonna come out with more. Your mother. Coming out with the exact amount of DNA.
Hey, nephew. Nephew, you got 20s in there, guys. I'm talking about.
So I hear what you're saying in the sense of, because you came through me, you're black. If you had white, you're off. But what y'all try to do is y'all try to discredit the male's part of the creation process of life. I don't know why y'all be doing that.
Can I ask you a
Cam, let him finish and that's on time.
Okay, so
Go ahead, Brownie.
okay, thank you, Mr. Prince. So what I'm saying is, yes, of course, 50-50. But when people say you are the seed of of your father, and these men or males, depending if I'm in my feminist bag or not, are having children with women, are having children with men or women of other races, there is absolutely 0% a way that a woman who is non-black gives birth to a black child. That doesn't make sense. Imagine going through a Asian birth canal and you try to claim this baby as, because the men are always like, oh, that's a black baby. Oh, the dad.
Wait, so y'all never heard of Michael Cameron?
Oh my God.
Yo.
Oh, they're shooting.
I can't, bro. Y'all gonna get shot. We already got somebody on it. Her name is Dr. Nirvana. She a chemist during the day, and she shoot niggas at night. Continue, bro.
Can I respond?
No, I'm next. Hi. Karen.
Yo, bro, I've been trying to speak for a minute. I keep thinking,
Brother,
Lord,
Lord, I'm gonna let you cook, but during the squabble, I swear to God, let me say this. Y'all really fucked up the integrity of IGB. Right? Now, all of a sudden, when people disagree, they get egoed out, and then instead of having a back and forth while you disagree, they automatically crash out because they intellectually lazy. And then also, during squabbles, we used to have a strict rule when two people are having a squabble back and forth. Disagreement don't mean disrespect. Let the two talk. Y'all got too fucking comfortable. It's like y'all my kids or I'm dating some of y'all motherfuckers. Y'all like in the beginning it's all good and then over the time and shit y'all get comfortable and show y'all true colors. You ashy motherfuckers.
Please have shit down.
Yeah, on the ass.
My B-Day coming up. I gotta
Your birthday.
My B-Day, man. 4 days, man. Alright, anyways, it was actually a good dialogue talk between Prince and the lady?
Thank you.
Yeah, I just got one more response. Go ahead.
All that equals to the back. So I'm almost done. So, and people are creating babies. I just looked it up. The average intercourse session takes 5 to 7 minutes for the male to ejaculate. Your 5 to 7 minutes does not compare to her 9 months or whatever, 48 weeks. So the baby is living inside of this woman and doing all the things I already previously said. A woman who's not of color does not give birth to a black baby, and that's it in Atlanta.
All right, so I just got one more response, and then we could vote on it and move on. Brownie, let me ask you this.
Yes.
If a race war, we know it probably ain't gonna happen. A race war was to jump off tomorrow, and Ku Klux Klan skinhead white supremacists, right, are got sides that they picking, and then black people got sides that they picking. Which one is the biracial person gonna be? Which side is the biracial person gonna be able to come to?
I mean, if they're raised with their black mother, they're picking them black. But if they're raised by their and that's all of that, and that's it.
So you're saying if they was raised with a white mother, then they'll be accepted into the white supremacist clique?
They won't be accepted, but they'll try their hardest.
That's my question, Queen.
They'll try their hardest.
My question is, where will the biracial, which side, the black power side or the white supremacist side, which side is going to, in a race war, right, which side is going to embrace the biracial?
Well, they have to do.
I'm just asking.
This Clownhouse Brain Rot brought to you by Häagen-Dazs.
Let's just be honest. Come on now, Bernie.
It's everybody's favorite ice cream.
Well, they have to choose for themselves, but the ones who get declined from their white side will come here. We have to decline them. So.
Okay, so I disagree with you. I think if there's a race war tomorrow, right? That biracials.
Why do we have to be the default? We're always out here.
A biracial race war.
I just know most skinheads, they're not going to accept biracials. But black people are much more likely to accept biracials.
I'm a triracial. Have you ever tried me?
Claim the biracials.
Right. So, right. But my point is, realistically, we accept biracials more than racist white people.
Based off the system.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with what I originally said.
Well, what I'm saying is because really, if it come down to a race war, they more black.
It won't be a race war.
I don't care who your daddy is or your mama. It's down to a race war tomorrow. You coming over here with us?
If they denounce their blackness, the white people.
Okay, I'm done, y'all. Thank you.
Let me do a poll for, all right, put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with Prince, put a 2 in the chat if y'all agree with Brownie. Hey, real quick, before Kim go, I just want to get some corrections. So, yes, biologically, right, the nuclear DNA, you get 50% from your mother, 50% from your father. The mitochondrial DNA, you get 100% from your mother. So, where, I know a lot of people confuse mitochondrial DNA with the nuclear DNA. So yes, you get 100% of the mitochondrial DNA from your mother, right? Which is, I think, is 37 genes versus you get 37 genes versus 20,000 nuclear genes, whatever. Well, let's pass it to
Others.
Yeah, I just had a question. I just had a quick question, bro. Since we're getting biological, right?
Wait, hold on. It's on Kim and then Lord and then Theo.
Can I go off the field?
I was before both of them, but
I was gonna say that I'm not invested in this. I'm gender wars are for poor people, but I do think that the case for the maternal lineage is the mitochondrial DNA part. So every time a sperm and an egg get together, even if it's from the same two people, the genes recombine, right? So that's why siblings can look different. The thing that stays the same is the thing that's in the mother's eggs. It's the mitochondrial DNA, and that exact same mitochondrial DNA gets passed down from every mother to every child.
So that's why before the DNA testing got good, they relied heavily on mitochondrial DNA because it's really easy to trace from generation to generation to generation. You can't do that with nuclear DNA. Well, I should say, to do that with nuclear DNA because the recombination that happens with the 20,000 or so genes that are in our nuclear DNA. That's what I was going to say.
Hey, also, hold on, before Lord go, I'm gonna let Theo go to Lord. The X chromosome contribution, I forgot. So if you're a male, right, you got XY, then you get one X chromosome from your mother. So the X chromosome carries 900 genes, and then the Y chromosome from the father only carries 50 to 70 genes. So males get far more functional DNA from their mother's side because their X chromosome is like is so gene dense. Whatever. So if you're female, right, you get one X from your mom, and then you get one X from your dad, right? But boys, males get one X chromosome from their mother, which carries up to 900 genes. Compared to the Y chromosome from the father, only 50 to 70. But yeah, let's pass it to Theo and then Lord.
Stop banging the
I
loud.
say, but that's also a big contributing factor to why the baldness gets passed down through mothers, right? So, male pattern baldness.
Bald is beautiful.
Which sons inherit only through mothers. I was just to add on to what you're saying, though.